Good afternoon, class. It is April the 7th, and we just want to give you a short video today of how things are progressing on in the ELW course. We've got a document we've made up here, and I'll send this to you via Remind, so you're able to see it also. But Professor Vermal and I, firstly, Professor V, how much time during the day are we working?
Probably more than we were at the office.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
lot more.
So consider that we're trying our best, and this is in the start to be a learning process for all of us, students and professors. But we're up at 9, and usually we try to shut it down around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So we're available for you. First, we'll start off with the document here. It's the April 7th State of the ELW address. So Professor Vermelin and I would like to relay how we as professors and how you as students are doing in this time of online instruction. And please don't take this as a slam. It is not. And we'll talk more about that later. If you have an assignment and quiz for the day, do it for that day. So if we're pushing out videos to you, both informational and instructional, on the YouTube webpage channel, make sure you get into that and take care of them for that day. Do it. We are opening, and we talked about this yesterday, Professor V and I, all news items to be viewable both past and future. So right now, as we speak, as soon as we get done with this video right here, we're going to go back to the April 9th work. We're actually working on April 9th. That's Thursday, and this is Tuesday. You will be able to watch the news item and watch the videos and everything, all the instructional items that are with it. But, and this is me and Professor Berman's decisions, quizzes will be viewable during that time. So if I've got a quiz that I need to do on Thursday, it'll be viewable today, but will only be available for completing the day they are assigned. And there's a couple really good reasons behind this. One is I want to keep attendance daily, so you're able to touch base with us and make sure that you're here every day. Two is, if we bundle up assignments on Monday, and this is not true in all cases, but it does happen often. I've spoken with many seasoned online professors here, that if we bundle all of our news, videos, D2L assignments, and quizzes on Monday for you to complete all week long, for some reason, head scratcher here, guys, it doesn't get done, well, they don't get started and completed until, oh man, it's 7:30 on Thursday night. I think I'll get my schoolwork done, and then you don't have enough time to do it. So I think our little, and when I say little, small doses of a quiz, 10, 15, 20 questions a day, are a lot easier to do. It's a small burst of time for you, and then you could do whatever you're doing out there and get that done, and it's easily taken care of, and we can take care of attendance more, I would say more better. Gooder, right? Gooder?
Gooder.
Yeah, gooder. Professor V, anything else there that you've seen in your assignments or your quizzes that you want to add?
Just make sure you follow the instructions out there in the assignments, and just make sure your work's complete.
Okay. Next one, be proactive in communication. This is no change from our regular classroom. If you foresee or run into a situation where you will not be able to complete assignments, contact us. Professor V and I, this is our job. So we're pretty much at it all the time. I've heard many students come back to me and say during this coronavirus period that you've obtained new jobs. Walmart for the state hired 5,000. They've got postings for 5,000 jobs. And a lot of you have gotten jobs, which I commend you for, really. Good. You're at work, you're making some money, and you're not just sitting at home playing video games. That's fantastic. The thing is if you foresee, I've got a project for today or a quiz today that I need to complete, and I'm working a long day, I might not get it in by 9. Let us know. Let us know then. Don't wait till after 9 o'clock. Send in your assignment the next day, which it won't be available anyway, or try to get something done the next day. And then, well, I was here, I was there, and I had problems. be proactive in communication. I've got a couple students that have had sick family members and have gone, one student has gone for 2 days out of communication. Just let us know ahead of time and we can take care of you. We're not, when we give out these quizzes and assignments and videos and whatnot, it's not there to hammer you to get them done in a certain amount of time. It's to make sure that we keep up with instruction. Right now, we are tracking. I've looked at my manual, and as far as where we're at in a classroom and where we're at in online learning, we are tracking on schedule. So I want to keep it that way. One or two of you are going to run into problems, you're going to fall behind. We will accommodate you, but we need to know ahead of time, if possible. I know some things come up in an instant. If possible, that you've got something that's going to conflict. Please let us know via reminder or the other means of communication. This will be better. This will be prepare the professors and complete for you to complete work. Do not rush to meet deadline quizzes. Okay, I put this one in here because I saw a couple projects, and you know, Professor V and I are kind of computer savvy here, that we're able to take the file that you sent us and see when you completed it. And I've got one that was completed at 8:59 and then submitted at 9 o'clock. You made the time limit, but man, you had to squeeze to get it in there. That presentation had no pictures. The description for a secondary enclosure was secondary, and it was really poor. I'd rather you notify either Professor Vermlin and I, look, I ran out of time. Can I have another chance? Can I get this done? Now, do realize you're going to have another project or another assignment tomorrow, so you're going to be double stacking yourself. But we'll accommodate you. Mm-hmm. We'll take care of you. It's just best as you, as students out there, just get one thing done a day and keep up with everything so the next day is not loaded. And if you go for 2 days, then you can have 3 days of work laid upon you. So, yeah, just inform us. We're not out here to hammer you. Example is I sent one, the project was due April the 6th, and the student emailed it to me April the 7th. I emailed him back and informed him I received it, but it was late. Then he emailed me, no, he sent me on remind. Well, I had X, Y, and Z going on at my job. Fine. That's no problem whatsoever. I extended his time to get the project in. There will be no dings against him, but do be proactive in communication ahead of time. I won't be able to get my project in today. Can I take it tomorrow? Yes. We'll do that. With that, don't think you're getting a free ride on this. Have something valid for us. You will need to supply a valid reason for missing assignments and incomplete quizzes, and that'll be through Remind or whatever means you want to get it to us if I reply back to your email. Submit here, most importantly, submit good work the first time, and then you won't have to do it again, and you will have an extension if you have a valid reason for missing it. That's it in a nutshell. Anything there, Professor V?
Agreed, 100%.
Okay. This is important. The EOW YouTube channel is watch all informational and instructional videos. Then, if you have a question, feel free to contact us. Look, I am no video producer. That's the truth out there. You can tell by the way we're talking here in the Skype room. I'm sure that I'm going to misspeak a word or miss a point in a video, or you just say, I don't understand what he's saying. Contact us. We'll talk about it and get you the answer that you need for that. So, by all means, watch those first and then feel free to contact us. I've had plenty of remind texts out there that have come to me asking, just asking a question that's already been referenced in a video or documentation 3 times before. So, I could sit on the phone all day long and just regurgitate the same information over and over again, whereas if you had checked that information first, you would have had the answer to start with.
Correct.
Okay. Anything there?
Communicate.
Yeah, communicate. Guys, I can't relay enough to you that we are here for you. Remind. Everybody's on it. I can see by the logs. Everybody has it on their phone. Not everybody is using Zoom. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But relay back and forth to us. We are not going to submit our private cell phone numbers. That's just, it's not going to happen.
Right.
If you want to make a call and leave a voice message, you can do it on my school phone, 843-349-5339. I will get the voicemail message and then recontact you in that fashion. So that is a possibility. It comes over my email, so I know they got it. But regardless, keep in touch with us, both if you know something's coming or if you have questions that need answering. Okay. So let me run down the three major ones here, and I left one off the end, and I'll type it in as we go. Remind. What is it? What is its purpose? Well, it's a notification of new videos, the open and closing of Zoom meetings daily. We run from right now 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. Professor Vermelin and I are in them all the time. I have it on my phone here. Okay. I have it on my smart TV. So when my smart TV gets an incoming call, I'll get notification on my TV in case I'm watching an excellent movie. I have it in my truck. It now comes up on my dash video. I've got it set so I can get it in my truck. So if we're around somewhere, I can guarantee you can get a hold of us. Be patient. Of course, I might be sitting on the porcelain throne and might not get to your call immediately, but hang in there. If you don't hear us for a minute in Zoom, we'll get back to you. Or Remind, any one of these services. If we don't get back to you I'd say within an hour, retext us back so that we can definitely keep communication going. Okay,
Right.
Back to Remind. Open and closing of Zoom meetings, short answer questions. Professor Shoemaker, do we have something in D2L today? My answer is going to be yes, check D2L. Those are good ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for professors or students. Professor V, can I take my quiz on this Friday? Yes, I'll make it available. Those are great ones. Okay, and notification of D2L assignments. Zoom. Now, I don't know what's going on here. For the people that have been using it, I've had 14 users in the room so far. Dude, it has been excellent. For the other, 19 of you that don't take advantage of it, I'm not 100% sure why not. And I'll bring up my Zoom here in just a moment. For one thing, I will let you know, I've seen the publicity on it. Schools are not using it anymore. Schools are shutting it down. Government agencies are shutting it down because of its security and what they call Zoom bombing. People being able to come into your Zoom meeting and do a dance or whatever they do when they bomb a meeting. So I'll bring mine up. Firstly, Professor V, let me know if you do see this.
Got it.
Can you
Yep.
see my? All right, you see my Zoom meeting on here. So my mobile phone is on it right now. Professor V is on it. I'm on it right now. Let me move you out of the way. I don't know if you show up in the screen. When I hover here, you'll see this lock. Your client connection is encrypted. I bought the license. So the license offers you encryption. What goes between you and me and anybody in this room is encrypted. That's one. Two is I've supplied everybody with a password. That password will prevent anybody from coming into the room that does not have it. Of course, you share the password to a friend, guess what? They'll have access to the room, and I'll have to restart another password. But as of today, well, not today, 3 days ago, when I bought the license, this is private from the outside world. I will explain that if Cam Goins was to come into this room right now, he would hear everything everybody has to say. Okay? Unless he muted people. Everybody in the room is able to hear everybody else. So do be aware of that. And everybody else in the room is also be able to share video. That's if you want. Now you can mute people, you can unmute people, you can start and stop your video, and so forth. But as far as the application itself, encrypted. Okay, nothing's getting out into the outside world. 2, password protected. So nobody can get into this room without the password. Uh, I'll give one example here. I had one student yesterday, April the 6th, that was coming down to the wire on getting his project complete. He asked me if he could present it in here, which he was sharing his phone in video here up on the screen. He had all the pieces of equipment and images, and he just gave me an explanation verbally of what those things were. He did receive a 100. Think out of the box. Okay? All right, let's get back to our document. So Zoom, long-term video, audio. We can do desktop shares, both you and I, or Professor V, back and forth. For questions or instructions, Zoom will not be used as a classroom. So don't get all freaked out and say, well, I need you in Zoom at 8 a.m. for a class. That's not going to happen. We're going to send out your videos. We're going to send out your instructional packages for the day, and we're going to send out your quizzes, and you have all day to complete those. You don't have to come to a classroom. This is for good long-term. When I say long-term, it might take 10 or 15 minutes. Something that you can't just type back and forth. You'd be burning up your keyboard for. I've got a couple coming here that have said, well, what do I need to do with my resume? Well, I'm able to bring your resume up on the screen and tell you, yeah, you need to get rid of this white space. You need to include something here. You need to change this here. Be done with it and then just go away. I mean, that lasts maybe 10 minutes in that situation, but you get to see along with here what you need to do as far as your resume. So that's just one example. Okay, email. That's communication for sending in assignments outside of D2L, such as project or files. Guys, I will let you know this. I am not checking the ELW regularly. Okay? I'm not checking it regularly. I'm checking it at times where I'm asking you to send something to this address. It's just, I've got so much other emails to take consideration of. So I'll give you the project for example. Everybody that mailed in a project, I went through those and I sent back a reply, received and thank you. So that gives you notification that you got it to me. That's the general gist of how we're going to be using emails. If it's for something outside of D2L where you need to attach a file or an assignment. Professor V, anything there?
No, that's a good way to communicate through all three of those. And it's also good to, like you said, using Zoom that way. I mean, you might be able to get your point across a little bit better. We can hear what you're saying. So I like the Zoom. It's worked well since we've been on it.
Yeah, for the one people that have used it, man, it's been an in little session out, and you're good to go. It brings it to the point, just like you said. All right, the YouTube channel. YouTube, you will see, of course, links to videos that we provide in D2L and videos from us. I see 35 subscriptions there, so that's very good. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And when I post a new video, you're going to get a notification on your phone. HGTC Electrical Lineman has posted a new video. Watch it. Okay, we're not using videos out there to show me flying a kite, okay, or something like something not related to college. It's either one of two things. It's either an informational video or it's an instructional video that you're going to be seeing on that site, and they are very important as far as information is concerned for you to be able to complete assignments and quizzes. A nice thing I like about YouTube. You could run it, rewind it, run it, rewind it, take it to a spot wherever I didn't understand what you said. Let me rehear that again. Okay, got it. It's there as an archive, so you can use it whenever you need. I will update this page accordingly. One last thing I haven't got in this document yet, and I'll include it. Professor Vermeulen brought this up, and it goes again. Back to Zoom. Remind. As far as that service is concerned, there is a capability of doing team collaboration in there. I don't want to go that direction because I want to keep you guys as private as you want to be. So I'm not going to give you the instructions to where you can collaborate with other students on Remind. It gets to giving away information that, I'm not going to ask every student, well, do you want to give me your phone number or whatnot? I'm just not going to do that. Zoom, on the other hand, you can choose whether or not you want to enter the meeting or not at all. And if you want to collaborate as students together, I've got no problem with this whatsoever. Spoke with Professor V on it. That Zoom meeting room is for all 33 of you and us. So if you want to go in there and say, hey, I need to speak with Mr. Straker needs to speak with Hunter McConnell, and that's just an example. And Hunter says, well, I got the guy with the same question, or what do we need to do here as far as this test is concerned, or what do we need to do here as far as this assignment? You guys can come in the room and you can have a meeting in that room for as long as you want to. This thing's on for 24 hours a day. I shut it down for reasons, but it is on for 24 hours a day. I would highly recommend that if you students want to collaborate together as a team, just like you did in the classroom, you've got a social space out there that you can use it with. Now, with that, be professional. Don't get on there and start showing stuff that's inappropriate, okay? And don't get on there, when you get on there, watch your language. There's going to be us in there all the time. And remember, I can hear it on my phone, I can see it in my truck, I see what's going on my TV. I mean, I'm on it all the time. Right. So don't make us have to call you down for something that's going on in that room that shouldn't be. Be professional, use it for schoolwork. If you want to use Zoom for something else on your personal side, make your own hosting account and buy your own $160 license. All right. Professor V, anything else you would like to add?
You really covered all of it very well. I think they can understand that.
Okay. From your side, Professor Vermeulen, I'd like you to, I know this kind of, when we put out these videos, this kind of comes along as, well, you're not doing this and you're not doing that. From your perspective in your class, how are things going?
Looks like they're doing well. I'm going through the projects now. All of them look pretty good. There's a couple that's a little sketchy, but I'll contact them and see what they can do to make some corrections on those. Most of the tests are well so far of what I've graded. Looks like everybody's still tracking pretty good, and that's what we want. So I'm pretty pleased with it so far.
Good, good. I will let you know, guys, that in this process of going to online, I'm hearing some horror stories from, different professors in the college. Is like, well, 25 in my class aren't showing up, and 10. I'm missing 5 people I haven't heard from in a week, and and they're not doing quizzes, and they're not. You hear these war stories that are going on. First, I want to give you some numerical information. Right now, we are at 100% attendance. For this week, Monday, Tuesday, every student is doing a project or assignment every day, and you guys are at 100%. Man, that is excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much for doing that. 2 is, I think our lines of communication are great, and I want you to be proactive and not be shy about, hey, I need to get in touch with you somehow. I need to get something done. Don't go out there, watch a video, and say, I don't really quite understand that, and leave it alone. Professor Vermeulen and I are here for you. Yep. As far as quizzes are concerned, I've got 1 quiz that's been extended, and I've got 1 quiz that has not been completed for all of last week and this week. So, dude, man, that is awesome.
Yep.
Thank you very much for getting that done. And when that happens, everybody stays on track. Everybody gets their assignments in. And I'm looking at the glass half full here all the time. You know the kind of person I am. If this continues to the end of the course, regardless if we're able to get to the field or not, we've got a solution if we're not able to get out to the field. You will have an electrical line worker certificate. I can't stress that more. You will have graduated the class just like everybody else, but you will have done it online. And industry will want you just as much as they want everybody else that has graduated from this class. All right. I'm thinking to myself, wow, are we able to produce a student online as we did out there when we had field time and in a classroom environment? I have told Professor Vermelin, I have told Professor Granger, yes, we can, and yes, we will. So, guys, be confident, keep your heads up, and stick with us. I just can't stress more. Thumbs up. I don't know of any class that could probably take that's been total classroom and total lab and go to online in 4 days
Right.
and have the numbers that we're having. So keep it up. And last but not least, we are here for you. I'm gonna say it 24/7. We might not be in the Zoom meeting all the time, but you can contact us via Remind. Be
Yep.
patient. Remember, there's 33 of you, and there's 2 of us. So, and we will get to you, and we will answer your questions.
Great.
In closing, Professor V, anything that you would like to add?
No, guys, I just like to say that I appreciate your patience. I know Professor Shoemaker does too. This is a new experience for us as well, and just thanks for giving us a little leeway with getting all this together.
Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close here, Professor Vermland,
Yep.
if I know how. All right, guys, have a good day. Appreciate all your hard work and keep it up.